Hi, I'm Addison Young, and I'm going to be doing a screencast of Michaela Matousek's Voice for the Voiceless. She begins by saying, imagine what your life would be like without a voice. You couldn't laugh, talk, or speak your mind. You couldn't share your feelings. You couldn't speak up for what is right. I believe she does a really good job using a lot of short sentences to make that bold statement of this would not be... To not have your voice be heard and have your opinion be recognized would be a horrible thing. And it is horrible for anyone who has to go through that. She does a very good job establishing that. I feel like she's established that already in this first paragraph, and I'm guessing she's pro-life because I'm assuming this opinion article is about abortion. She continues on by saying, for an unborn child, a voice is an extremely important contribution to their precious and extremely fragile lives, an important contribution they lack. I do not believe that should be two sentences. I believe that she should get rid of the period and make it a hyphen and lowercase the a. This is not the 7-paragraph format. I read through this before, and I know that it doesn't follow that, so I know throughout this whole thing, in every single paragraph, she seems to, and in this paragraph specifically, she's talking about how a voice is important. I feel like that could have been included with the first couple, how many sentences? For the first 4 sentences, to create one paragraph, because I feel like it's all kind of saying this, that's the definition of how horrible that would be. It's a description of how, I'm crazy, a description of how horrible that would be. And in her third paragraph, she says, abortion is the termination of pregnancy. It is removal of a fetus, a living being from a mother's womb. It is murder. I still feel like that could be part of the same first paragraph. It's just establishing where she stands. And I understand now that I was correct, that she is pro-life. She refers to abortion as murder. She definitely evokes a ton of pathos. Makes you very sad. The words she uses are great. It's a living being. She capitalizes that to make that emphasis on the fact that it is a living thing. It is a real thing, and that it's not just what people can just kill, and it's not anything. It's an actual person, and she does a pretty good job. She defines abortion as murder, and continues on by saying, murder is illegal. We all know this. Anyone who commits this crime is subject to many years in prison. Why? Then is abortion not illegal? She does a really good job here of using 2 short statements and then a long statement and another short statement by saying that abortion should be illegal. Obviously, she takes that standpoint. The procedures used are nothing short from sickening. Again, she uses great words. They're nothing short from sickening. Sickening makes you, she's describing abortion as not only like cruel and harmful and terrible, but also sickening. Like, it'll make you want to throw up. It's not, I don't know, using that word really evokes a certain pathos with me specifically. For example, the least graphic form of abortion is known as suction aspiration. Now she's using knowledge that she has. She's giving her background knowledge on this. And then I feel like this should be her second paragraph. Everything before this, I feel like, let me get this here. I feel like this is beginning to be her background, and that all of this previously could have been one analysis paragraph, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, she continues on by saying, for example, I already said that, In this procedure, the fetus is suctioned out with a vacuum 29 times more powerful than a household vacuum cleaner, which tears the fetus and placenta into small pieces. Again, a ton of ethos. She uses great words. Tears the fetus and placenta into small pieces. It really gives you that graphic visual of how horrible of a process this must be. If any parts of the child are left in the womb, it must be scraped out. That's kind of disgusting. After reading this, tell me that doesn't I can't read. After reading this, tell me that does not sound like something that can happen in a horror film. Definitely true. Something totally horrifying, not something I would like to see even in Saw. That's kind of gross. Again, I still feel like this is a background knowledge of like why she thinks it's so bad, because she is this educated about it. So I feel like this whole essay could use some, or I guess opinion article could use some restructuring. She continues on by saying, although pro-life activists are only believed to be advocates for the child, this is 100% false. It is also important to realize that the pain abortion brings to the mothers. Abortions hurt the mothers terribly. And I'm not just talking about physical pain, I'm talking about emotional struggles years and years later. When she uses years and years, it definitely puts that exaggeration on how impactful it is on the moms and how it stays in. If you decide to get an abortion, it's a decision that stays with you for a really, really long time. She does it really good by saying it's not only physical but also emotional. She continues on by saying a book called Motherhood Interrupted by Jane Brennan. Right here she's giving another source. So again, this could be moved up to like a background paragraph, but she says, is a book of testimonials from 16 women who come together and share their personal experiences on how abortion affected their lives. Many experience guilt and hurt for years, even decades of their lives. Abortion is not empowering women, rather it is tearing them apart and making them feel like nothing. She's doing a great job establishing, all of her background knowledge on it and giving herself a ton of credibility. Although I do not feel like this is, what paragraph? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I don't feel like that's like the evolution of what she's trying to say. I think she's just saying that like abortion should be illegal. She should probably, I feel like she should just, that's my really loud heater. She should just probably restructure this so it follows that format, because she's doing a great job putting her stance on abortion and how she thinks it's terrible. She starts to finish it by saying, those for abortion always like to say, but what about women who want abortion due to rape or incest? Now she's recognizing the other side. I feel like she's doing this a little bit too late, looking that there's only 2 very short paragraphs left. I feel like that should have, the other side should have been dressed a little bit up before she started bringing everything back into a close for her, for what she's trying to say to really come across. I understand that this whole time she's been trying to convince me that, well, she only asked it once up at the top. Why then is abortion not illegal? And I think that that's the whole point of this. I feel like that should have started out that way and it should have been dragged back down. Anyways, that's my opinion. She does a really good job recognizing the other side and using a fact, also giving her a ton of credibility, that says less than 3% of all abortions are from victims of rape and incest. With such a small percentage, I can definitely see how 3% isn't a really great statistic to keep abortion legal. Not that I'm saying it should be made legal, but she does a very good point. 3% is a very tiny percentage in which, it doesn't give abortion a whole lot of reason to be around if only 3% of women who are getting abortions are using it because of rape or incest. She uses a quote next. Abortion involves a painful extermination of a woman's sexual organs by a masked stranger who is invading their body. Okay, so they really give, the quote's not over yet, she evoked some pathos with me. That's horrible. A painful examination, wow, I can't read. A painful examination of a woman's sexual organs by a masked stranger who is invading her body. The masked stranger who is invading her body makes it sound more like rape. To me, honestly, a masked stranger invading my body evokes rape in my mind, not so much abortion, but she continues on by defining sexual rape. In sexual rape, a woman is robbed of her purity. I'm not necessarily agreeing with this quote 100%, but okay, I'm continuing on. Anyways, in medical rape, a woman is robbed of her maternity. And so I'm guessing they're saying medical rape is abortion. So, that's that. Okay, so now I understand the masked stranger and the medical rape thing. Alright, I get it. It's a good quote. It's definitely, I don't agree with it. This isn't how I feel about abortion, but, that is a very, very, very impactful quote, and definitely the way he phrases that, it's afterabortion.org, it must be a quote from there. Very good site that she used. Again, she's still just developing and giving herself more credibility. She closes it by saying abortion is wrong, as well demeaning to all women. Many people are pro-life privately, that is in regard to their own participation in abortion. It is enough to refrain from abortion. We must create a society in which no one feels free to accept abortion. So stand up and use that voice you have to speak for those who cannot. That is a great close. I still feel like she should have said that abortion should be illegal. She should have brought that back into that last paragraph, but I think she does a really, really good job. That's a great closing statement. She touches on how abortion is wrong as well, demeaning to women, so it's not only hurting, it's only wrong, I guess religiously, it's wrong, morally, it's wrong to people. Demeaning to women is, it gives women less credibility if you don't choose to hold your child that you so much created. She does a really good job of using a quote at the end, also gives her a ton of credibility. It's nice. I like her last statement that says, so stand up and use that voice that you have to speak for those who cannot. I definitely think that is a great way to phrase what, is saying, don't let abortion be legal because it's wrong. I feel like this whole opinion article has a ton of potential if it was reorganized and just a little bit restructured. She simplified a little bit here and there. Anyways, overall, it's very good. It's definitely got a ton of potential, and her final draft should be